Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to tint Toyota Tundra back windows. Left driver's side, well, left and right the back windows. First, make sure the outside of the surface is clean. You can use the soap and water, soapy, the same solution you're applying. We're going to be applying the film. What you want to do after cleaning and spray some solution, because you gotta do heat shrinking. Just a little bit, but it has to be done. To apply the film, you do about an inch from the bottom and then do heat shrinking. Why an inch from the bottom? Because when you use a heat gun, so you can actually don't burn the seal, don't damage the seal. So these are pre-cut, these are the best do-it-yourself pre-cut films. And then see where the fingers at. And then once you know where the fingers, then you start doing heat shrinking. I had some fingers on the left side or right side when I did yesterday, and I don't see any fingers with this. So it looks like I don't have to do heat shrinking. Well, that's even better. So that's the process. You apply it on wet, and if you have to do heat shrinking, you do heat shrinking. Now I'm going to show you how to do from the inside. There's very important steps. So to remove this, to do a best quality job on tinting the windows, you gotta remove the door panel. It will save you a lot of time and will get a perfect job. There's a clip there. You remove it with a regular flathead screwdriver. You have a plastic trim here with a screwdriver, just like that. It pops out very easily, actually. You have a Phillips screw there, Phillips screw there, and then you gotta remove switch itself. First, you gotta remove this panel on the side. You can use a tool, plastic removal trim, and it just pops out, just like that. Pops up. Then you have a switch, or not switch, cable and connector, and straightforward you push on it and you disconnect it. Can't do it with one hand, so gotta do it. So I'm gonna put the camera down and do it with your hands. So using plastic tool removal tool, get it there and pop it open. Break it loose, the panel. Now you have cables. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there is a screws. There's one screw is up there, silver, and one screw is up there. You remove the screws, and there is little release tabs right there on the top that you use a flathead screwdriver, so you can remove this whole thing. Let me show you what this thing, the handle looks like. So there was a screw there, bolt there. Then you have this that it's holding, and you use the screwdriver and gently, don't break anything, you just kind of release it and it just pops out. And you remove this whole thing. You don't have to remove cables unless you want to mess with that grease. It's just easier for me to remove that. And one thing I want to mention is when you remove door panels, sometimes those clips get stuck there. Remove that clip, the plastic clip, and put it back in the door panel. Will save you headaches later installing it, because you're not gonna be able to install it with that thing still inside the door. And just go around the perimeter, see if there are any other ones got stuck or not. So now we can do the cleaning the window. I can prep the windows to do the film installation. What I do is soapy water. I use this right here, 25 fluid ounces. It's enough to do a car, to wash the windows outside, inside. This is actually a pretty good brand bottle, Zep. It's a little bit on a pricier side comparing it to other cheaper ones that they have in the stores, but it works well. How Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo or baby soap that I use, it works well. How much to add? For 25 fluid ounces, I add about 5 to 6 tablespoons, not teaspoons, tablespoons. Why? Because you want to make sure when you add the water, you spray on your fingers, it's oily. Not oily, it's soapy. It's soapy. If it's soapy, if it's 3 works for you, it's fine, because it's hard to slide the... If the water is not soapy enough, then it's hard to slide and work with the tint. Then it just sticks to the window, and then you frustrate and you spray and it just doesn't work. So that's why, from my perspective, it's my second car that I'm doing. It's better to have more soap in it than to have it less. So I'm going to clean it. Another thing, people use razor blades on their windows. I never use. It scratches. They say it doesn't scratch. It does scratches. If you look at the windows that were tinted and people use the blades, you can see there's a fine scratches actually. What I use is this stuff here. Same company that sells the film. They sell this scuff pad. It's not scuff pad, it's not metal, it's not abrasive, so it's not going to scratch your windows, but it's going to clean very well. Cleaning, straightforward. You spray the water, you clean it once, you squeeze it out. You don't use paper towels because you don't want to leave any fiber, any hair or anything. Squeeze out the water, and couple times, and once you're done, you apply the water. Make sure lower the window down a little bit, and that's pretty much how it works. You just tuck it in. It's just easier to tuck it in when you're around all this trim. So this is what it looks like. I guess I'll show you guys. There's a lot of videos, but I guess I don't want to. I do it a couple times. I don't use the blade, and then squeeze it out. On the second pass, what I would do, I would lower the window a little bit so I can see the edge. Up there, and then clean it again. I'll clean the edges, spraying the water there. I might put this thing, see, actually goes in farther enough, and you can actually clean it too. See, the edges already got dirty because the rubber. I use the shop towel, not paper towel. Shop towel have less fiber, and so that's my way of doing it. There might be other ways people doing it, it's your personal call. I use yellow squeegee, basic tool, so there is no lint or anything. I can usually, since I'm holding the camera, I wipe the edge with a shop towel and continue squeezing it down, and then I will do second pass. So the window is super clean. To do quality work of tint, it takes time, patience, and no speed. If you want to do a perfect job, you gotta do it yourself. After tinting my Lexus 4 years ago, about 4 years, maybe more, I look at the professional jobs, friends that have to take it to the shops, and I myself took it to the shop 2 times, actually 2 different vehicles, but I give up because first, quality of the work is you see hair, you see bubbles, and quality of the film they use. This film, it does not, when you look at it's clear, you know what I mean. I'll show you, I'm gonna do a review. So after you apply a film, start squeezing from top, hold the film, might slide. I usually leave an edge, 1/8 or so around on the top, not 1/8, maybe 1/16, maybe a little bit more, as you can see. And just make sure, check the edges, make sure it's not too much one side, too much the other side. Use the squeegee, careful not to damage the film. What I do after, after it's set in, basically I know it's not going to be moving around much. What I do, I use something like this, wrap it with a paper towel. What it helps, it prevents film from scratching, and if there is any moisture, it just wicks away. It removes the moisture too, all the soapy water. So it's a win-win to get it perfectly, to squeeze it out, all the water out, and do multiple passes, you know what I mean. Start from the center, down or up, and then keep going. Corners, same thing. I wrap it around, paper towel, using something like this, triangle, and squeeze it everything out. Once, about 1/3 of the film, I know I squeeze everything up, and I know there is no water in it. The first 1/3 of the top. Then I will roll up the window and then start squeezing everything down, sides, making sure there is zero, as much as possible, any water soapy solution. So that's why it will dry faster, adhere faster, and I'll be able to use the windows. The way I usually do it, I disconnect the switch here, So once I roll it up for a week, I don't use my windows, so it dries up, and so there is no issues. Other people might tell you a different story, but that's how I do it my way. I'm not sure exactly what's, you know what I mean, what's the shortest time you can do, but to be on the safe side, for me, week works during the warm winters. In a maybe not in a week, maybe 2 weeks. We'll see how it goes. In a colder time, they say you gotta wait a month. So this is it, final finished product. In about half an hour after I'm done with the driver's side, I will install the panels, everything. Cable or wire will be disconnected from the switch, so no one accidentally presses and uses. And I would not wash my windows for a week or so until everything cures and adheres extremely well. And I will recheck in 15-20 minutes see if there's any bubbles popped out that I need to squeege out more. The longer you use, the more time you spend squeeging out, you know, pass after pass, the better results will be, the less chance of bubbles you're gonna have. You know, I did my the passenger side, and there is 0 bubbles we're talking about, you know what I mean. It took me longer than they would do in the shop, but the quality cannot match. Shops cannot match that quality. They will not be able to produce the same quality because, you know, there is a speed. With me, there is no speed. It's quality comes with I guess, of being slow. Actually, there is no quality in speed. So I want to thank you for watching and subscribing. If you have questions, just drop me comments. I didn't have to heat shrink this one. The other one, just tiny bit, I had to heat shrink it. I'm not sure, maybe I had too much water or something, I don't know. Perfectly, there is no bubbles, there is no fingers. It just could not ask for anything better than this, you know what I mean. I guess the only thing the better would be to remove the glass completely and then you know, lay it down and apply it, you know, 100% coverage. So that would have been, you know, a best option, but you know, time consuming, and is it really worth it? Not at this point. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have fun.